We're here at Harvard Pilgrim Health Care's headquarters in Wellesley, Massachusetts. It's April of 2010, and we're about to go harvest and do garden maintenance with the volunteer program here.
It's a square foot gardening method technique, and what it is keeping track of where the plants go in the ground. And it's a good way to figure out how you can grow intensively. So it's gridded off per square foot. You know how many plants you can kind of realistically fit into a square foot.
These are the adults without, these little guys are adults. They're just the wingless kind. They reproduce asexually for a while, and they produce generations that are wingless. And then when they get tired of doing that, they reproduce sexually, and they have a wing generation, which are the little black ones with the wings that fly off and colonize other places.
Yeah, see, we got peas coming up in the back here.
Awesome.
So,
and the larvae of the ladybugs actually eat a lot more of these aphids than the adults.
So yeah, just at the 1 foot mark.
We're getting another shipment in, and a shipment of the bug food, which is essentially like a replacement of nectar and pollen. So we'll put those two in together to try and help contain this further.
Harvard Pilgrim has installed a large vegetable garden at 2 of their corporate locations, where the staff in the building have the opportunity to come down and help us at Green City Growers maintain the garden and learn about growing food in the process. All the food grown at both locations is donated to community organizations in the area. We can harvest this early in the season because we at Green City Growers have installed cold frames to overwinter vegetables like kale, beets, and carrots.
I want to see them.
All right. So
All right. Wow.
So that overwintered.
Not bad.
Wow. I go by the tops,
Yeah.
how big they
That's all
are,
the
how
tops
long
are?
they've been around. And then if you can, sometimes you can see their shoulders sticking out of the dirt. And if
Does
you
that
can
mean
see
they're
that, and if
pushing
you
up?
see that they're nice and wide, then you can sort of judge. But it depends on what kind of carrots you have too. Did I say anything wrong?
No, totally. Right. Well, why don't we get some of the kale out of the way, actually?
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Those beets are looking pretty good. They're overwintered. So both of these, the beets and the carrots were pulled out. These overwintered in the cold frames. It's also true for the large kale. Yeah.
So we're gonna.
Here, let's do it over here. We're out of the way. Wind's not gonna get
What I have
sampled.
listed as being planted in here. So I think it must be that.
Robbie or something.
Well, I think what I think it actually. I think it's
another
actually
kind of
just.
kale?
No, I think it's actually just broccoli.
Oh, it's good.
Pull these beets over here. Be careful. There are aphids. Everybody should wash their hands after they're done.
Should we pick the kale too?
Yeah, definitely pick the kale. Yeah, you definitely want to keep the kale growing. I would take some of the leaves, so go for the leaves. Yep.
We need a.
It's just trying to clear them out.
I think with the greens. Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that carrot.
I don't want to take your guys' thunder with this.
There's going to be a lot of kale to eat tonight,
That's
guys.
another brassica.
This is great. Look how much food we grew over the winter.
About the same size as the ones you guys were pulling last year.
Spinach. This is Peggy, and Peggy is one of the volunteers here at Harvard Pilgrim Health Care. She works out here on these corporate lawns growing food for us. And Peggy actually grew up on a farm.
It's been so awesome on so many different levels. So not only do we have folks coming out here to grow vegetables, and some folks who've never had the opportunity to do that, but when we take our harvest and we're able to give it to local food banks, so folks who don't normally have access to fresh produce, we give them a hand in that. So that's an awesome thing that we do. One of the other things that I find very beneficial is during the course of the day when I'm feeling a little wired, I'll come out here and just walk around, look for bugs, look for weeds. And I feel myself just absolutely just coming into a different place. Instead of being all wound up, I come out here, get some fresh air, and also maybe bump into somebody and have a conversation. So that the social piece of it, the community service piece of it, and learning how to grow vegetables that I can do at home, it's all intertwined is a great thing. Usually the only thing I change are my shoes. I'm wearing loafers today, but if I am in a suit, I'll just put sneakers on and come out. And I think you can even see Jamesy over here with her boots and her dress on. People just come out, however they're dressed is however they're dressed. And I know that's a controversial, I have to wear overalls and a straw hat or something, but no, you can just basically come as you are. During the high harvest season in late August and September, we actually have folks that will drive it down to a community action program in Quincy, which is where our other location is on the South Shore, and they're glad and grateful to take whatever we harvest. And even though last year was a kind of a challenging growing season because of the rain, we were still able to harvest a lot and give it to that program. And this year we're hoping to harvest way more. So, and in that case, we're going to be looking at other community action groups that we can donate that to. But last year it was Quincy that we sent it to.
Great.
But yeah, we're definitely going to have to have the watering, I think, a little bit more often. Like,
Cool, and we got these onions going. Leave them in. Yeah. Yeah, grab the beets.
You can never really tell what comes up until you
I know.
Greens too. So.
Oh yeah, beet greens are great.
How do you cook them?
I cook any kind of green with rinse it, take off any woody stem, chop it, throw it in a saute pan with a little bit of olive oil.
Yeah.
Do it with brown rice, and that's dinner because it's a complete complete meal.
I braise greens in like chicken stock.
Yeah, see, that's good too, and
Yeah.
they're also good in soups. Okay.
Totally. Oh, you brought ladybugs?
we have a
Nice.
bit of an aphid problem.
So it's a little green dot.
They're soft-bodied insects, and they reproduce really, really quickly. So we brought in ladybugs to try and contain the problem. So we've created kind of a protected environment for the aphids. I mean, it's a protected environment for the plants, but it's also a protected environment, unfortunately, for plant pests, because a lot of the predators, the natural predators, are not up yet, are not taking care of them in the numbers that they are in the summer.
Are those just regular ladybugs?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different varieties of them,
Yep.
but these are convergent lady beetles, regular lady beetles.
They're everywhere.
Just
There's
put them
so
in?
many
Yeah.
in here.
All right, cool.
I think they're thirsty.
Really?
Yeah, I remember when kind of not knowing what they were doing, and then actually when we we sprayed with water, we just water the beds, they go right away for water droplets and just drink.
Should I put them on the top? No?
No, they tend to find their way there. I've just been kind of scattering them on the plants.
Kate, she's right across the
Okay.
cube from me, and she said she'd help me out.
Water the beds.
So what ended up underneath the dirt?
So, Ben, how much is proportionally gravel? Gravel.
Soil mix. So we actually made a deeper soil mix of our soil mix this time. So in those beds, it's about 12 inches or a little less once it gets compacted of our soil mix. In this one, it's more like 15 or 16. So it goes down. This actual soil mix goes down to probably like here.
So we're thinking like root vegetables in that one. Well, we're gonna do potatoes in containers over around the corner next to the parking lot. So we have the containers. Potatoes go in a little bit later in the month. So yeah, as long as people are willing, we'll put in a bed.
Exactly. Have you got anybody with asparagus yet?
No asparagus. Berries this year though, because once it's there, it keeps coming. But people definitely
I
get.
think I've got my boss hooked.
Nice.
I love being able to garden at work. I sit at my desk all day working on graphic design, which is what I do here. And the opportunity to come out at lunch or take a little break and come out and get my hands in the dirt and see some things growing, it really makes my day. And when things are getting tough, we've got big meetings going on. It's like, I gotta go see if there are any aphids. I gotta go out and see what the ladybugs are doing, because it gets pretty stressful up there in that beige land of cubes. And so being able to come out, and it's a little bit like being at home, because at my house there's stuff growing all over, and we have a lot of raised beds at home, and so it's nice to be able to share what I know. And also I learned tons being here. I learned tons from Jesse and from Ben and everybody else, and we've talked about different things, given me ideas for home. I think I've given people ideas. It's been a really great thing, and it's such a pleasure to be able to garden at work. It's awesome. And we have a new employee upstairs, and she's all excited because she's going to join this year. She was so excited to hear that we had gardens at the office, and that we could actually do something environmentally sound at work. So she'll be down here this year. And
Cool.
yeah, on the bed.
Great.
Anything else you guys need? I'm going to have to go back.
Well, I was gonna do, if anyone wants to stick around, we were gonna do transplanting in chard into these raised beds,
I think
and then also seeding in. So, but nothing else we need.
See what time it is.
But again, it being a green, it just means these two won't grow as much. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they'll still be charred, and you can still eat it at any.
I know. When it gets
At any height that it
hairy,
gets to,
and you're
really.
just like, all right.
How do you react to this?
All right. Well, Thanks, everybody. All right, bye, Risa. Yeah, I think they'll be out here for a while. Oh, thanks so much.
An enjoyable project.
Yeah, I mean, this is really exciting. We overwintered all this stuff, which is so cool. So.
Well, we're all on board for new season.
Yeah, I know. We're starting earlier this year. Thanks.